Welcome back, friends. LostScarf here, and it's time for basically a podcast. We now have an RSS feed again, so you can find us anywhere a podcast should be findable, besides being on YouTube, like iHeartRadio and things like that, and just any random old podcast app should find us. Just look for basically a podcast, and that should find us. Okay, so today we're having basically a podcast with, I know them as Janice, it is PeechPenku. You can say hi now.
Hi! I'm PeechPenku. I was formerly Peech Maiden, but I recently changed my name. Hi.
Rebranding.
Yeah.
So, reason why we have Janice here is I thought this would be a very useful person to talk to on the podcast because they have a store, so that'd be something interesting to talk about. And also, you've been doing digital art for a long time. You do commissions. There's a lot of good stuff there, I think, to learn. Also, it is an honor for me because you're one of my favorite artists. So, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, you're always like commenting my stuff, and it really means a lot.
Yeah, you currently have you use it so at PeechPenku on Twitter. Almost have 17,000 followers. A lot of art. It has gotten more not safe for work these days. So keep that in mind, people. Keep that in mind because the youths in the community.
Yeah, sorry,
Turn
no
18.
minors, please.
Yeah, turn 18, then look at this stuff. But this wasn't always not safe for the work, of course. A lot of cute things as well. A lot of cute art. Very nicely done art. Like I've always liked the smoothness to it, the shine about it and all that. It's very nice looking art.
Thank you.
So, I think maybe the obvious questions first. So, how did you get started?
I think, well, like my brother, he's always been into anime, and obviously, as my big brother, I looked up to him, and he also liked drawing, so I always tried copying him. Like, he would draw Pikachu. I wanted to draw Pikachu. And, oh my god, I was actually so obsessed with Pikachu. But yeah, like, drawing anime has been in my life for as long as I can remember. And I guess, like, what really got me into, like, the whole idea of a career was like from an anime called Comic Party. So it talks about this guy. He got into like I don't know if you heard of Comiket in Japan.
That word's familiar at least.
Yeah, they're basically like conventions, but they focus more on doujinshis. Rather than like the modern the Western conventions where you have like a booth and you could sell all kinds of things, prints, pillows, everything. Well, like in Japan, they mainly focused fan comics / doujinshis, and like I don't know, I just found that so cool as a kid. So I kept telling myself that one day, like, I would do the same. Like, I want to write stories and sell them and, like, even make little merch and stuff. Because, like, you could do that, too. You could make, like, little merch associated with your fan comic. But I think now in Japan, more and more people are selling different merch instead of, like, just a book and so on. Like, they actually sell prints and keychains and all that. So I think it's becoming more similar to like Western conventions now. So that's pretty cool.
Okay. I just realized, I got to mark this one as definitely a more adult. Well, we're not going to talk about. Well, visually, there are some adult things like if they go to your shop. Because you have Boob Pads. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. So you started drawing. So, of course, it was more traditional drawing at first because this is like years ago.
Yeah.
How was the transition from traditional art to digital art?
I mean, like, digital art did look more appealing to me, so I really wanted to get into that. I mean, I tried to with like by using the mouse, but obviously that's really
Hmm.
hard. But I have seen some artists who use the mouse and they're really, really good at it. So I think it, like, honestly, it just takes practice with the medium you're using in general. So, like, even if you just use a mouse, I think it's possible to become good with it and make like quality art. But yeah, like I actually joined my very first convention when I was 14. So, with the money I got at that convention, I decided to get my very first tablet.
Wow.
So, that's basically where it all started.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Wow. So then, okay, going from there, when did you start having a website to sell your? Well, okay. Uh, I assume. Well, maybe it wasn't. You went from a convention and then you did commissions, or made a store. What happened next?
Well, I mean, okay, like when I was 15, I don't know if you were active on DeviantArt then, but
Hmm.
they had like this thing of pay pay like $10 for a 3 month subscription on DeviantArt. So you had like special features when you had the subscription. So like that was basically the first time I started commissions, and I do like fully rendered chibis for like $10, so I can get the
Huh.
subscription. Like that's where I started doing commissions.
Okay. And then, yeah, I remember DeviantArt back in the day. That was the main place I think for art.
Yeah,
And
it
then
was nice. Like while it lasted.
at some point, like Tumblr was a thing for artists, and then Twitter became a thing for artists.
Yeah, I think like during the time of Tumblr, Twitter was still there, but I guess like with everyone moving to Tumblr, Twitter just got bigger from then.
Huh. And then now everyone's on Twitter because Tumblr kicked out all the porn artists.
Yeah, and like I mean like are we allowed to talk about this? As in like Tumblr, because like even when people didn't even post not safe for work, their work got flagged as not safe for work. So it's
Yeah,
just not really content friendly at that point.
yeah, that's true. I remember people just were like, "This is not safe for work. What's wrong with this?" And it's just like a drawing of a lemon or something.
A friend posted a photo of a kitten and it was flagged.
Yeah, not good practice. Not good practice at all. Jeez. I remember just on Twitter, just a bunch of people dunking on how bad because it was, I guess, AI trying to just find not safe for work, and they did a bad job.
Yeah. I'm not really sure why, but I guess it is what it is.
So at some point, you made an online store. I don't know how many years it's been because I've been following for maybe 5 years, I think, and you've had a store since
Yeah.
then.
Um, I mean, I started a little Etsy store.
Hmm.
I didn't sell that much merch. Like, I started very small, and like, I'm not really sure where to start with it. As in, like, where to begin about the website. Is
Okay.
it okay if you can ask me another question, like in regard to it, so I could
Okay.
like think up stuff?
Well, before that, how about just how does Etsy work? How does that whole thing work out? It's just the
Hmm.
middleman for you, and you put stuff on their site, or
Yeah, like it's almost no way. I was gonna say it's third party, but it isn't, because you still have to ship things on your own. Like you
oh,
sell your own things. because like third party is like, you know, Redbubble, where they make the merch for you and ship it to the
Oh.
customer.
Hmm.
But Etsy is very like, you know, like I think it's as similar as having your own online store. It's just obviously having your own website and online store, you can customize it more, whereas Etsy, it's strictly an online store. And I'm not too sure if they take like a certain percentage of the customer's like purchase. So like I don't remember exactly if they take a certain percentage. I think that's important to look into, but I think they do. Like they take like maybe 3%. Isn't 3% a lot? I don't know. I don't remember.
It's a good assumption that they probably take a percentage, just because, well, it's a website. They have to make money somehow. Unless it's
Yeah.
ads, I don't know. I don't think I've seen ads on Etsy.
I don't think it has ads, but I think that's a good part of it too, because I know a lot of people don't like ads.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's true.
Mhm.
Then
But
okay,
yeah.
uh,
Mm,
you got your own website. What's it like making your own website and storefront and all that?
Hmm. I guess like when it comes to having a store website in general, like I mean it's a bit complicated at first because it was just so new to me. So I played a lot with things. Um, like how to set up the layout. Like I just tried a bunch of stuff. My first layout was very plain, and I just went for like the first what do you call it? Website host that I saw, and I didn't really like it, but I stuck with it cuz I was like I don't really know how making a website works. But as time went and I started getting suggestions of like the one I currently use is Wix, and I
Huh?
really really do love Wix because like when it comes to customizing your layout, you could just drag everything. Like it's really really like simple, and you don't have to focus on like coding and stuff because it's already all there for you, and that's what I really loved about it. It's just I think it's just really modern in comparison to like I said the coding and stuff. You don't have to do that, which is good because I don't know shit about coding. Wait, can I say that word on
Yeah,
YouTube?
it's fine.
I can,
You're
yeah.
an adult artist, so it's gonna be an adult podcast
Oh,
episode.
yeah. You could censor it out, right?
Oh, I'm not putting in the work for that.
Oh wow. Okay, cool. Okay. But yeah, like I'm gonna speak more about my store. I guess like I said, it was really new to me, but once I got the hang of it, it was really easy. Um, I think the hardest part, like making your website, your store, I think that's the easiest part in general, because when you make a store and you want that to be a big source of your income and dedicate yourself to it. Um, okay, so when I get the hang of it, it's easy. I print my shipping labels at home, and just recently I invested in a thermal label printer. And it's
Ooh.
really, really. Oh,
No,
sorry.
like, so what? No, yeah, I'm interested. So that just sounds like an interesting thing. So,
Yeah, I noticed not many people recommend this. I guess it makes sense because it is a bit pricey, but honestly, it saves you so much. Like, it's so good because you don't have to spend money on any ink since it's thermal, right? You get the special, like, shipping labels, and it's the type of material the shipping labels are in where, like, it just uses heat to print on the label, and you never have to worry about getting ink. And what else? And when it comes to the business aspect of owning a store, it's really a thing in itself, and it's really important like to be aware that there's going to be trial and error, because when I first had my store, I'll be honest with you, god, I don't remember like exactly, but it's not like I made over 1K the first month of opening my store. Like it took a while until I got that stable amount of income. So it really takes time. Sorry, my cat's meowing in the back.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
um, like I think from then you start learning, and it's like, okay, how can I make more money from then? Like, yeah, I'm making sales and stuff, but I want to make more. So you observe the things people like as well as what you like, and you just go from there and you try and inspire yourself and get motivated to like, man, I watched this anime, it's so good, I'm gonna do fan art, and you sell that fan art. But I notice a lot of people like original stuff too, so that's really good to
Hmm.
go by as well. I feel like when making merch, you make anything that I think like you put yourself in the customer's place.
Yeah.
Like, what would I buy? And that's what I generally like, what I generally do when I make merch. It's like, would I buy this? Would I go to a convention and be like, damn, I'm gonna spend my money on that?
That's the way to do it, after all.
Yeah, it's just obviously I know other like everyone has different ways of handling business, and as long as they're having fun and making that good money is what matters.
Yeah. Looking at your website, there is a lot. So you have, let's see here, you got Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Patreon, YouTube, a coffee, and Facebook. How do you manage all that stuff?
I'll be real with you. The only websites I prioritize right now is Twitter and my website, because like I think it's just important to branch out in terms of like, I'm just gonna take my name so nobody else takes it.
Hmm.
But I know that like I have some friends that do hire people to manage the other like their other platforms.
Oh.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? Because if you're there creating, you don't want to get stressed by trying to manage all the other things. Because to manage other social medias, it has nothing to do with being an artist. Like, that's why business and art, like, it's a whole different thing. And I think that's why it's so important to be aware that you can screw up, because it's a whole new thing to learn. That's why, like, I know some people, they take business courses because it's such a new thing. It's not like, oh, I can just, like, I want to sell my art. Because it doesn't stop there, right? You have to pack things, manufacture things, look into your budget, and so on. So that's why I think it's really important to start small. That's why at first I only sold like a few prints, one or two keychains, like just little things. And as long as like, if your business starts going good, that's when you could start expanding it more and more.
Okay. So is that the usual progression for artists? It's they do commissions, then it's prints, then keychains.
I mean, I know some people. I keep bringing up other people.
That's fine.
Because, like, when I speak about these things, I mainly talk about my experience, like my own personal experience.
Mhm.
Because, in the end, it does vary to everyone. Like, everyone's experience is different. I know some people that go directly to sell at conventions and don't do commissions. Or maybe they'll do
Oh,
commissions, but not online. So, you just kind of do. You just kind of go to a pacing that you're comfortable with,
okay.
because it can get overwhelming, especially if you're doing things on your own. So that's why, like, you can hire people and stuff. But I think that's something for later on. I gotta admit, I've been thinking of like hiring people in terms of packing, but then I'm like, nah, I'll just take a day and pack these like over 50 orders. It's tiring, but I don't know. I like it. It's like I'm doing this tiring thing, but in the end, it just makes me happy.
That's what's important.
Yeah.
So then, I don't remember how many years, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, you went and made the Boob Pads. So if anyone's a fan of these, there is a Peech, Daisy, Rosalina, and I can't remember how you pronounce what's the name of it. It's
How does she
the
look like?
Boo one. What's the Boo one called?
Oh, Princess Boo. Like, you could just say
Yeah.
that. I know
Oh
some
yes.
people say Bouette.
Oh yeah, Booette. There you go. So there's a
Yeah.
Booette one. Is there a? Oh, there's also a. I'm looking through your website. There's also a. I forgot her name. Magical. There's Peech. Magical Peech.
Yeah, I also did my original characters.
So you have okay. So you have Boob Pads. I think 5 of them. Or did you also do Peach Bowsette? Did you also do Bowsette or no?
No, I didn't, but
Okay.
I've gotten requests for it, so I'm not too sure if I'll get to it. I do want to draw her again, so maybe.
All right. So you have keychain stickers. You have a bag. You have a body pillow of Peach. Let's see. What else do you have? I think you have multiple body pillows. Actually, yeah, you do have multiple body pillows. There's a lot of things to buy. Which so you have a nice variety here for anyone who's interested in these things.
Thank you.
I'm also trying to be careful not to out myself as to what I'm actually interested.
Aw, it's
uh,
okay.
it was like, yeah, you're into a body pillow. Have fun with that. Also, the boob mouse pads also fun. It's like people like to meme on the boob pads for sure.
Yeah.
I really like, I forget the artist, but there's like a wholesome one where it's just Kirby juggling apples or something. Like, oh, okay, that's a cute one. All right.
Yeah, I think I remember that one. They make really cute merch.
So yeah, these are different things people are interested that you have. Let's see where to go. Okay. Something that be useful. Hardware and software that you use to draw.
Okay. I
So,
mean,
so what's the hardware you use?
well, I use Sai, and I've been using it for a little over 10 years.
Huh. So what's the
And
what's SAI stand for?
I don't know.
It's SAI though, right? That's SAI, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming something Illustrator. I don't know what though. People can look that.
Yeah.
I'll look it up for everyone right now. SAI.
Okay.
Wait. No, not Sailor Moon. Not the weapon. Oh dear, help me. Apparently there's a Naruto character. Oh yeah, I remember that Naruto character now. The art. The SAI art. There you go. Art program. All right. Paint Tool SAI.
Oh, that's what it's called and all. Sorry, I'm so used to
Yeah.
saying Sai.
Doesn't tell me what it stands for, but it's called Paint Tool SAI apparently. Okay, alright.
Paint
So
Tool
this is what you
Sai.
use though. This is what you use. So you've been using this for 10 years.
Yeah, and I don't think that's gonna change. Like, I'm just so comfortable with it, and I know a lot of people like using Clip Paint Studio. It is a really good program. It's just, like for me personally, I just lean back to Sai. I've tried drawing in Clip Paint. It's really great. It has a lot of it has so many options, so many brushes, so many effects. It's amazing. But I just love Sai, and I don't think that's gonna change. But when it comes to adding effects and stuff, I do use Clip Paint and Photoshop. So those are my little touch-up programs. But to draw and color, I use Paint Tool SAI.
Okay, yeah, because just looking at there's so many different programs that people could use. Like there's the SAI, like you said, Photoshop. There's also it's CP. Is it the one that's always on sale? Is it? is that one the Clip Paint Studio, or is that a different one?
Yeah, yeah, it's Clip Paint Studio.
Okay,
Yeah,
that one's always on sale.
yeah. It is worth getting if like you ever want some really cool program. I recommend it. It just has so many like options in terms of like, cause like you could download brushes that other people have made. Like you could
Hmm.
either pay by money, but they have some that are free too, and it's just really useful. It's really nice.
So,
I
when
think
you
you can
draw,
animate
what?
on it too.
Okay, you can
Sorry,
animate onto. Okay.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because uh, thinking about getting a tablet to draw on and wondering about the different programs and animation would be also be interesting to do as well. Okay, cool.
Yeah, oh my
Um,
god, if you make Kirby animations.
it'll just be him walking for now.
It's okay. Animating walking is really hard. So once you
Oh
get
no.
that down, like you're a master.
Yay. Okay. Okay. Um, Now for hardware, what do you draw on?
Well, I'm currently using the Huion Canvas? Yeah, Canvas 13. I really love it.
Hmm.
I I generally really love the Huion brand. I I enjoy what they provide, their quality, and the prices are really affordable. Like you're not gonna pay over like 1K, and it lasts. Like my very first Huion screen tablet lasted me for a good 6 to 7 years.
Nice.
It still works. It's just I don't use it anymore since I got a brand new tablet.
Hmm.
Um, I mainly got it because I can draw on my bed. So that's what I do now. I draw on my bed, and it's awesome.
It's a monitor, right? So it does be hooked up to the computer, right? When you do that. Okay.
Yeah, Huion hasn't made any like portable tablet yet, but the Canvas, it's nearly portable, right? Like it still has to be hooked up to a computer or laptop. It's just obviously like I could bring it anywhere. It just has to be plugged in.
You just need a long enough cord.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And then are, are there like okay? So I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
Pens. Are there like different kinds of pens? Or just the one pen?
Depends. I guess it depends on the type of tablet you get because the Canvas, it uses a stylus, so you don't have to charge it or anything. It just works with that tablet. But I know when I got like my previous Huion screen tablet that I had, it could use two different pens, but the difference in them was one was battery charged and the other one was USB charged. So
Hmm.
I think that's the only difference that comes with it. Um, I think in comparison to Wacom, like even getting a new pen is really affordable. Like I I would break my Huion pen 5 times a year.
Damn.
I just drop it and it falls really hard and it cracks. Like that's my
Ew.
mistake. But the pen itself would only cost like $20 or less. In comparison to like getting a Wacom replacement pen, I think it's like $60 or $90. Like I
Damn.
might be wrong, but I'm just speaking of like when I looked up myself because before getting Huion, I did use Wacom and I tried getting a new pen and I just couldn't afford it. It was too expensive. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna upgrade to a screen tablet. Cause like the Wacom tablet I had, it wasn't even a screen tablet, and it was like $300. And I'm like,
Wow.
Jesus, Jesus. So, $200 more, I got a screen tablet. So I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, my understanding, it was explained to me recently. So the way like Huion does is the power is like on the surface of the screen, so it can feel when the stylus is on it. Whereas other ones, like maybe a Surface Pro, the power's in the pen, so the pen is telling the Surface where it's at. Like that's what it was explained to me how that works.
Actually, I haven't heard of that because like I didn't really look into other branding tablets. Like I've had friends telling me about the iPad, but like I just didn't get it in the end because it's so
Mm-hmm.
expensive. And like when I do travel and stuff, I don't draw when I travel, so that's why I didn't invest in it.
Oh,
I like for me drawing on my bed was good enough, and the canvas itself only costed like 300 Canadian. So obviously in US it'd be like maybe 250 or something.
it's pretty good.
But yeah, yeah, it's amazing. Like I love it. I'm so happy. In comparison to like bigger brand names, like that price is chicken scratches. I'm sorry. But the quality is really good. It's so good. Like whoever wants like a little screen tablet, like freaking get that. Like God.
Nice. It's good to know. All right. Yeah, because like I draw on my phone. That thing's $1,000.
What
But
the?
it's a phone though, so
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's a bunch
Yeah,
of
I
other
get.
reasons why.
Yeah, I get you.
Again, if someone bought the phone just to draw on, that'd be really bad. Okay. Let's go over Twitter a little bit. You have almost 17,000 followers.
Yay!
How do you think you grew that?
um. I mean, I drew fan art, original stuff, and I guess I had a lot of help from friends with bigger audiences. Like they would retweet my stuff, so that got me a lot of exposure. And I think it's thanks to that really.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say.
Friends are important. There's the power of friendship. There you go.
Yeah, connections, like the it's really important. Like it's also a business tactic. Obviously not making friends. I make friends only with people that I actually like and that are cool. But I mean like if you wanna like expand, like making connections is really important.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
basically, no successful person is an island. Like they have friends who help, who in one way or another may have helped them get there.
Yeah, of course. I have some friends. They would like they were new to Twitter, and to help out, I retweeted their stuff, so on. So then they got like their own audience, and with that, they were able to like expand more and more, and that was really cool. It's cool to see people growing, and it's always good to help others.
Yeah, like because there's this weird mindset I've seen with artists who see it as a competition, so they don't help anyone. It's
Yeah,
really
that's
weird.
it sucks because like you can't really get away about the whole being competitive mindset because the numbers are there, right? So they make you compare a lot. I kind of have that issue. Like, I get anxiety with numbers. So I actually used an extension on Google to hide numbers of like faves, followers, retweets. I removed all that because
Oh,
yeah, it's so helpful. Oh my god. Like, if you want to link it on your YouTube. it's it's really nice because it's stressful and
yes.
it makes you competitive because you compare and like ugh it's negative and yeah like I'm aware that some people don't share stuff like I get it but at the same time it doesn't really matter like when it comes to manufacturers like I don't get it like what do you think they're gonna take from you and so on. I think it's just a fear of like losing what you have but I really do understand how it can seem selfish because it is. It's a selfish overthought.
So then, because I wonder if it's because they think somehow the amount of commissions they can get is finite. Like they think there's only so many that exist out there to give money to artists.
Yeah, yeah, but that's not true. If you get yourself out there, you're going to get more customers. So like to worry about that stuff, especially if you're a small business, it's just not a healthy mindset. It really isn't. It's going to make you stagnant and you're going to be bitter cuz you're going to get little trust issues. Honestly, I don't know about that part. I'm just rambling.
Probably correct though.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Okay. Go with the drawing process. I'm gonna go back to your story eventually, but just drawing process. So how does your drawing process go? You go like sketch, line, like how does it go for you?
So, the most consistent I've been was obviously I'd start with a really rough sketch. So, the rough sketch would be like a stick figure almost. Like, just to get an idea on like how the composition looks, what kind of flow I want. And after that, I sketch over that rough with a more like refined sketch. So that's the sketch that I'm gonna start line arting on. Because when the sketch is too messy and you line art, it kind of I feel like it messes you up mentally. Cause when you line art, you have to be cleaner in comparison to when you sketch. So focusing too much on two things can be really draining. So it's always good to do like a refined sketch before you're lining. And that was the best thing I ever did. And obviously, after lining, you base color, and then you shade. Sorry, I'm like, from then on, I just kind of do whatever. But the process is generally rough sketch, line art, color, and touch ups with using clip paint or Photoshop.
Okay, so let's see. Let's looking at example art, and people can go to your Twitter to see it. Let's go with the pinned one. So this is Lum. Never watched it.
Yeah! I only watched a few episodes on VHS when I was a kid.
Okay, so then so you sketched her out, and then you did a more refined sketch. Then you lined her.
I actually sketched her like 4 times
Huh.
until I got something I like. So, like, it kind of just varies. Sometimes you don't really feel it. Sometimes that's not the composition you really want, so you go over it. So, it's a whole process, right? And because every drawing is different, things can change.
Okay.
So, that one went through a lot of changes. But after that, after like finding the composition I wanted, the pattern was the same after that. So you had the line art, color, and touch-ups.
Okay, and then so like the dots and all this stuff. That's an actual like a brush thing, isn't it? Where it just does that kind of
Oh,
like a matte or something is the right word?
I think I did the polka dots.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because on site you have the selection tool and they're like circles. So I would just do dots
Oh,
really quick.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when you see the little sparkles on it, I think that brush was from Clip Paint.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
let's see, like what I've always liked about your art is it's very smooth, and it's also I like the shininess to it for some reason. Just really cool how shiny your art is.
Thank you.
And that's is that just it's like just white or just light pale or like
Yeah, it's always like a paler color
hmm,
because obviously when it's like a darker color, like let's say a dark red, you wouldn't just use white.
yeah.
You use like maybe a shade of pink
Hmm.
to because shine is always nice in art, but you don't want it too harsh. Obviously, depending on the picture itself, I think it's always good to go with what's easy on your eyes. Obviously, like
Okay.
now I'm going to a different topic. When it comes to like anatomy, it's really helpful to be anatomically correct.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like the composition and how the drawing looks, it's always good to like go with ease and like, okay, this looks nice at first glance. This looks appealing. and so on. Like, just things to consider. I think it comes with experience as you like keep drawing and stuff.
All right, because
Cause, and I was gonna say, cause I didn't know all this stuff like a year ago. So like I'm learning every time.
yeah, you've gotten better and better as I've been a fan. Uh, so what for you is like the most, I don't want to say like just the hardest part or the most stressful part of drawing a piece?
Hmm. Ironically enough, I have the hardest time drawing faces. That's why recently I've been trying to implement realistic anatomy onto my faces. That actually helps a lot. And it made me realize how important knowing the basics of human anatomy is, even if you're drawing in like a cartoon style. Because, like, oh god, like sometimes I accidentally draw the eyes too far apart, the nose is at a weird position. But when you understand and go by what's anatomically correct, it helps so much. And like, whoa, this looks so much better.
Hmm. All right. Okay. Yeah, for me, it's so sketch fine, line fine, coloring fine. The stressful part for me is just the shading. I don't
Oh,
understand where
shading.
the shade should go or where the light should go.
I
Someday I'll
get
get it.
you.
Right now, it's
Yeah, like,
stressing me out.
observe, like, it's important to observe. Like, also with drawings, too, see how people shade. Um, look at, like studying depth in general. Like you could take a picture of like you could take a picture of a plushie and see like where the light is hitting. And there's something I know that a lot of people do is they kind of like study real life drawings and how shading is done and stuff. I I saw a photo of a girl in a bathing suit, and I'll tell you what, I saw her boobs and I'm like, wow, her boobs are shaded exactly like this art I saw.
Hmm.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah, at some point I came to the realization is shading is very important to show like the size of boobs and like their depth and everything.
Yeah, it's just, I would see on a drawing, I'm like, why is there light coming from there? That doesn't make much sense. So then I see a photo of like a real life woman and light is coming from there on her chest and I'm like, whoa. So like yeah, even if you have like a cartoony style and stuff, it's just really important to observe things in real life. Like cuz in general, like as an artist, you basically draw what you see. No matter like where you're seeing it, what you're seeing, that's what you're drawing.
Hmm.
You're drawing a vision. And that's why I find it important to just like study, reference, and yeah. I mean, I could get more into that after if you'd like.
Okay. Um, so I'm wondering is because you're I think you're really good at drawing. So, are are you able to I guess translate what's in your mind to what you draw, or is that still something that's still like hard to reach even at your level?
It's been getting easier. Obviously, it's never like 100%. Sometimes I would draw something I thought up of and it doesn't come out right. But obviously, that's never like the end of the world. So, like, it basically, it's okay if things don't work out. You'll always get different ideas, and it's up to you to decide if you want to continue with that idea, just as long as you don't stress yourself. I'm trying to work through, like, if a drawing is starting to stress me out, just stop it.
Hmm.
Because when you draw something with ease, a lot of the time that tends to come out the best. But
Okay.
if you're always like stressing and like editing it and stuff, like that makes you forget the fun of drawing, I feel.
Okay. Is the only time it's okay to stress is say if you're learning, so you're just trying to So you're just trying to power through something hard because you want to learn how to do it?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Oh, I guess it's straightforward. What was it? Okay, a personal question. Have you ever drawn fire?
Fire? Yeah, I have.
Fire is hard.
It, like, I referenced it. So that's what I mean. Like when you don't know how to draw something, you could write something stock image. Like let's say you want to paint a birthday cake. You, I tend to write birthday cake stock image
Oh,
because obviously I don't like copying other people's work and stuff. So I always resort to stock images or like my own like when it comes to anatomy, for example, I always use myself as reference. Like I take photo of of myself of my poses and stuff. When it comes to objects, I I go take photos of those objects. Like one time I needed references for houses. I actually took photos of houses outside of my neighborhood and I was so paranoid because I didn't want to get caught like I was being creepy. Like yeah, like all this stuff helps so much. It helps the strain because like how are you supposed to draw something you don't know?
yeah.
If you don't know it, how are you going to draw it?
That's very true. That is definitely true.
Yeah, so like when it comes to fire, like when I did it, I looked up stock images and I tried like copying it, like the way it looks. And as I tried like copying it, it made me understand how fire worked, how to paint it. The same with like when I drew vegetables. I didn't know eggplants shined like that. I didn't know tomatoes were that easy to draw. But it all came from learning. It comes from learning, referencing. It's really the way to go.
Okay. Um, I was going. Did you ever do any like formal classes, any formal learning, or it's all just been self-taught? Or
It's all been self-taught. I feel like I'm such a like I'm just that artist that's there. Like sorry, like I never took courses. I don't like I don't hire assistants and stuff. I don't know, like I just do my thing. But yeah, when it comes to wanting to improve in something, I do my own personal study. Like I said, when it came to anatomy, I used myself as reference, or like when it comes to guys, I asked my boyfriend to take photos of like certain poses and stuff. Like recently, I started learning muscles. That was really interesting. I should have done that sooner, but better than never. Like it feels great. It feels great to learn because you're expanding your knowledge and you just level up and it feels great.
good thing for sure. Yeah, it's Shaq, right?
Yeah, he's an artist too.
Shaq's a really good artist too. So okay, going back to the store because this
Yeah.
is. Do you not? I don't know if you sell them anymore. Let's see. Shop. Do you not sell slimes anymore?
No, I think that in itself is another sort of investment.
So that was
I
a like a hobby enjoyment thing,
Yeah,
and so may as
it
well
was
sell it.
like now I just support slime businesses. Like I buy their slime. They're really good. They're really fun. If you ever want to buy more slime, I could show you the stores I buy from. They're really good. It's just like it's the business aspect of it. You have to invest and all that. And I don't think I'm ready for that. I do think about it because it was really fun when I did it. But it's like, I don't think I have enough to go back into it. Like, I don't have I'm not dedicated towards making a whole slime platform, because slime shops tend to like they make an Instagram and they post every day a video of them playing with
Yeah.
slime, and I don't do that.
But it was fun
So
making them though, right? Like, because you had a lot of
yeah,
different slimes you made.
yeah, I love slime. Like I want to show a photo of my collection one day. I think I have over 30
Wow.
different slimes that I've bought.
All right. Dang. All right. So
They're nice though. They're good for like carpal tunnel. Like when my wrist
cool.
starts hurting from drawing,
Hmm.
I play with slime and it really helps the pain.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, like you squeeze it. It's good for like your like it exercises your hand and it's really good because you know when you do wrist exercises, you kind of have to like grasp and stuff. Well, you could grasp the slime.
Hmm. Going to just talking about everything. Oh, okay, you have this one too. Okay, so you have Opomi is an OC of
Up
yours.
on me. Hmm?
This is a character you made yourself and everything.
Yeah. Well, she started out as an adoptable because it was during a time where I really needed money. So, like, you know, once again, like, I priced things really low, which is never good when you want to make a living out of it.
Hmm.
Like commissions. Oh my god. I don't know how people do it, like making a living with commissions. It was so hard for me when I did. So that's what I mean, right? You kind of just do something that works for you. Like I know some people make a living through commissions, but I personally can't do that because obviously like I started drawing because I want to create my own things. So the idea of like I like doing commissions here and there. It's just constantly working for other people and like I slowly start forgetting why I drew in the first place. Like I
Hmm.
think that's what leads to a burnout. And like I just couldn't. Like and about Opami, she was an adoptable. I sold for like $10 cuz I was really desperate for money. Um someone bought her, of course. And like years later, I was like I really want her back. And sadly enough, like the person I sold it to, I wasn't in good terms with them anymore because oh man, I got so much tea. But basically, they just they pretty much wronged me, and so I didn't speak to them anymore. So I had to speak to a friend if she can speak to the person that bought the adoptable, so I can if I can buy her back. And thankfully enough, she let me buy her back. And from then on, I sort of revamped Opami because she was in a really old design. So I wanted to fix her up a bit. And here she is, and I love her. My baby's back.
All right, now you are. So you got print, stand. Well, that's sold out, and You're also doing a boob pad for her. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then the other one is Malala, which is you made a. So this would be a doujinshi that you made, right? Is that the word for it,
Yeah, I mean, like, you could just say comic.
or
That's
comic?
fine too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how much work went into making that comic? Because you made a comic yourself and everything. Like,
It took a year.
dang.
It would have taken sooner, but because I haven't made a comic in so long, I had to learn so many things. Like that's what I mean, right? Like you can jump into things, but you have to you have to like accept that you are going to go through what's the saying? Trial and error.
Yeah. Okay.
And even with comics, there are other things you have to keep mind of, which is obviously how to write dialogue, your pacing, what's going to contain in the panels, because that's important too. Like you want to make the reader feel a certain way as they're reading it.
Hmm.
So like it's not just I'm just gonna draw it. I know some people just draw it, but it's like I think it's because they how do you say it? It's in them, okay? And comics were not in me.
Or that's just, I guess that's just because, of course, mangakas make one every week somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I tried to like make a comic that's like really sketchy and I just can't. Like sketchy stuff stress me out. I have to clean up my stuff.
Hmm. And then so you had to go through like a printer, like a printing, like a,
Yeah.
I don't know the right word,
Yeah,
like
like
a printing company, I guess is the right word. Like,
I think that's right. Or you could say book printing.
okay.
Yeah. Like I used I think it's an American one. It's called Lulu. Oh, my mouse fell. I'm sorry. It's called Lulu. It's been there for a really long time. I found the price is really affordable. Like to make a copy, I think it was like $2-3. So that was cool. Like their quality is really good too.
Yeah, it's
So
pretty good.
I printed them in bulk there, and I ordered them, and yeah, and I sold them.
Nice.
But yeah, comics. I'm never doing it again. It's really, it's really hard. I don't think it's for me. Like I'm so happy I finished Malala, cause, like it's not because like, oh yeah, I just want to have a book out there. It was mainly cause I really grew to love the characters that I made, and I just wanted them out there, not like the book and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make money with this book. No, I just wanted them out there because I love them. I'm very passionate about original characters, so
And there's your mascot, Magical Peech. You.
yeah.
When did you come up with them?
I'll be real with you. I just in my head I was like, wow, I want a mascot. She got like short white hair and red heart eyes. That's all. So from that, like it's the whole like visualizing thing, right? I tried like drawing what I visualized, and that's pretty much how she made. Like all my ideas and stuff, they're so where they come from is never that deep. It's like, oh, I had a dream of this, I'll draw it. Oh, this popped into my head, I'll just draw this. But like I think that in itself still holds a lot of meaning because you're putting your time in it, and like I said, with my original characters, I do really really love them.
Well, that's love is important.
Yeah.
uh, out of questions at the moment. Do you have anything that's interesting that you'd want to talk about when it comes to art? I suppose.
I mean, like you brought up about burnouts. I
Oh,
think
right. I
that's
wanted to ask about
important.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So like it was about like trying to prevent it.
Yeah, like preventing burnout and also dealing with burnout. Like, what's
Yeah.
what your experience with that?
So burnouts suck ass.
Yeah.
They're terrible when it like I feel like when it first happens, you don't know that it's happening, and I think that's what sucks about it. And so when it comes to preventing it, I like we all have our own ways. It's just like for me, it does get the best of me, but I do try to work on methods that help me from it not happening. I so like even when I take a break from drawing, I still draw because I love drawing, and if I don't draw, there's no meaning in my life. That's a joke, obviously, but like I just love drawing. So even if I'm like I'm taking a break from drawing, I'm still gonna draw because like it's fun. It's fun as heck. I need my fingers moving. um, but I do other things too. I think it's really important to have other hobbies. So what I also do is like recently I've been playing PSO2 which is really fun.
Hmm.
Best MMO. And or yeah, I just chill. I go on Instagram. I watch slime videos. I play with slime. And I just chill. I just like have your little lazy day. That's always really good. Um, but a very like a very concrete method that I go by nowadays to prevent it is, let's say I work on a commission and I finish it, and then I start working on something else. I don't work on a commission after that. Oh, that's my phone. Sorry. I work on something personal, like I make a fan art or something original to treat myself, because obviously that's the reason I draw. I want to draw things that make me happy. So when I do that, then I go back to work. I do commissions. But then, like I said, after finishing commission, I do something personal, and so on. Like, I go with that pattern. I don't consistently stay in the work mindset, because that is what's going to potentially get me to have a burnout.
All right. So what do you do in the burnout?
In the burnout. Well, nowadays I tell myself, I'm like, I need a fucking break. I just, like I said, I just chill. I play games. Like, that's why I said having different hobbies is really, really important. I'm also into horror and true crime. I love listening to that shit.
Oh dear.
Because, as in, like, I love understanding the psychology of these things. So obviously that's another subject, but it's another interest I have. I love psychology. Hell yeah, how the brain works and stuff. But yeah, like, I don't know, I love horror too. I love Halloween.
Huh.
But yeah, like, when I have the burnout, I just tell myself I need to chill out. Obviously, like I said in the beginning, it sucks, because a lot of the time you don't even know that you're going through burnout until you kind of have that stressful breakdown, and that's what really sucks. But I think that's just how you learn. You start understanding this pattern, and you find ways that work for you. That's why I said, like, when I do work, I do something for myself, then do work, and so on. It's so you don't get to that breaking point. But like I said, when you do, you try to chill. You have a chill day. You treat yourself. You remind yourself that you're important. And you deserve to play with slime.
Slime's good times. Slime is good times.
Yeah.
So, okay. True crime. Just since you brought it up. Why do we like true crime so much? Because true crime is incredibly popular. Like, I've listened to some true crime as well.
Damn.
It's so... you like... Wanting to understand monsters, it's so weird.
Obviously, like, the cases are sad. Sometimes I do cry, because you just feel really bad for, like, the people, even the people that do get murdered. Like, oh my god. But, like, it's just the story behind everything, and how they catch the murderer. Like, there's just so much to it, and you do learn things, like I said, the psychology of, like, serial killers and stuff, and just the patterns, and, like, god, it's educational. It's really educational, and I guess I love that aspect of it.
Like, I've learned about a couple. Marie Toppin, I think, is the first female serial killer in history.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Well, like the person that did a case on her, they're called Briefcase. I don't know if you watched that.
no. There's so
Okay.
many. There's so many.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I think I'm subscribed to like over 10 of them.
Dang.
But yeah, like um, obviously because wait, I lost my train of thought. I think when it comes to recording female serial killers, I think they're not caught as consistently as male ones. So it's said that she wasn't actually the first one. Ooh.
Well, probably. I just,
Yes.
it's like Marie Toppin, I can't remember the other one. Like, one of them is the Angel of Death, and they were either the first
Yeah.
one or the second one.
Oh, Angel of Death. Oh my god, I heard of that one. Damn.
And,
That one's really popular.
mhm.
Because it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're all crazy stories. Like, you can't believe how they were close to getting caught or how they got away with it, and just like, oof.
Damn, that shit, that get my blood boiling.
Like, how was it? The B2K killer got caught because he was like, "You guys can't trace floppy disks, right?" And like, no, we
Oh
can't. We
my
can't.
god! Yeah.
That one is like, and they caught him through the floppy disk. He's like, I thought you guys said they couldn't. Why'd you break the rules? Like, why? What do you mean rules? This isn't a game. Well, for him it was a game, I
Right?
guess.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. It's just crazy times. Then of course there's, I guess everyone learns about the Zodiac at some point.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, I wish, like, it's so bad because when you get too into it, I feel like you kind of start seeing it as a not entertainment, but like, oh man, I hope we get updates on it soon.
Yeah, it's so weird.
There are some cases I keep an eye on though, and like they're tragic. They really are tragic. Like one of them was like a kid that got abused, and like, oh, sorry, I'm a bit sensitive by bringing it up. It's really sad, but like, as long as the people get caught, like they freaking deserve to go to jail forever.
Yeah. The worst ones are if they tell you about these cases and they never caught them. It's like, oh, I don't want to know that. I don't want to hear they never caught the killer.
It makes me salty when I hear unsolved ones.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just want them solved. Just monsters are monsters. Jesus.
So
Okay.
Scarf,
What?
when you clap, is that like an indication for you to like through the sound on where to like edit?
Yeah, because
Oh, okay.
okay, so through sound, uh, so behind the curtain, clapping is done because it makes a thin line. It's just like an L or an I, just right there when you look at the audio. So like you can pinpoint like, okay, I clapped here, so there's a reason so something's gonna happen right here. So I can either skip
Yeah.
to it and look for it, or I'll just keep an eye on the audio as it's going and like, oh, okay, I see an edit's coming up, so I better get really more attentive to the situation. Because like
Yeah.
when I'll be editing this one and other ones I've edited,
Yeah.
I'll be listening while doing something else. Because of course, like my ears are open, but I just got to do something else as well, so I'm not just sitting. And I feel a little more productive. So maybe while I'm listening to this, I might be updating titles to something or just things like that, being productive.
Yeah.
And then I'll look back like, okay, I see some straight lines. That means I clapped here. So here comes some editing coming up. Interesting, we use a lot of filters and stuff on the audio, and we used to cut out all the breathing.
Yeah.
Because,
Okay.
the thing is, when you cut out the breathing, eventually you can recognize when someone's breathing in audio. Because it has a specific wavelength to it. Breathing has a special wavelength.
Yeah.
You can also see when someone is using like a P word. Because just when you like, just P, you put your lips together with any P
Yeah.
word. So you can see when the P's are coming in audio form.
Oh my goodness.
And there's a lot of things where you can see. It's weird, but you can kind of make out words just from looking at a sound wave. You really can.
Wow.
Like, you can tell what's coming up. And when you know that, it allows you to doctor audio in an interesting way because of that, where you can combine things. If you can pinpoint exactly where the waves are,
Yeah.
you can make words out of other words or sentences that shouldn't go together, but now they do. And you learn just how people can doctor things, and it's a little scary. It was like, oh, it's also fascinating.
Ah. So you can read BB?
Yeah, you can, like, the word will look the same every time
Yeah.
for the most part. It's just how loud it was said will maybe cause the size of it to be different. But if someone's consistent in their tone the whole time, you can
Yeah.
kind of tell what words are what. And like every time, like, I'm
Ah.
saying like a lot, I can tell where the likes are in the
Oh
audio.
god. Yeah, please edit that out.
It's just because it feels more professional to not have as much breaths in the audio.
Yeah, I get that. I
And at some
really
point, I
do.
leveled up in that I just don't breathe audibly anymore. At least I try not
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm breathing very slowly and quietly as I'm talking, so that my breaths don't come up in the audio. And that took a lot of years of training to do.
I hope mine don't.
Oh no, you don't have to worry about yours. There's also
Yeah.
filters and things that can get some stuff out. Usually,
Yeah.
there's like declickers, so it gets the mouses out.
Ah.
At least it tries to. It'll either completely take them out or it'll make them pretty quiet,
Yeah.
which is pretty helpful.
It is.
But that's an interesting thing, is just sound waves. Or you can totally see and read what they are. It's so interesting.
Yeah. Take out the ums. I used to say a lot. And I
What
noticed I said it quite a bit in the podcast. I'm like, shit, shit.
what I've learned
So,
for that is you just take more time to think before you talk. Because
yeah.
all you're doing when you're saying or is you're really just looking for the next word in your head. Like, it's
Yeah.
there, it's just not loaded yet. Whereas
Yeah.
if you just take a little bit longer to think, it's loading a lot faster, is the way I'll put it. Like, the next word is
Yeah.
there. And I gotta work on
Yeah.
likes, because if you were to transcript anyone talking, if you look at the likes, you're like, a lot of these could just be removed and the sentence is still fine.
Right? Right?
It's just such a weird tick that a lot of people have, is they just say like a lot.
Yeah. I think like in French, well, like the slang in Quebec, there is something similar. Like, there is something similar to like,
Yeah.
but in French it's like genre, as in like, it literally means like. So you're like genre. It's like, I know it sounds weird, but
Mhm.
like.
But what you
It's
were.
the same thing. So like
Mhm.
when we speak French here, it's said as many times as like.
Because what you learn is, if you actually do more languages than just English, or just whatever language you have, you realize that every language has these kind of pausing words,
Mhm.
or these just words that go in the slang that aren't necessarily needed, but they're still said often.
Yeah. Yeah. And like if you were to write it, they wouldn't be there.
Yeah, for sure. If I
Yeah.
were to write out what I was saying, I would not need to put so many likes in a lot of the things I say.
Yeah. I
Okay.
do. I
What?
do notice so when I say I think it's because I get anxious, and I would think to myself that it would help me, like push me to say something, but a lot of the time it doesn't really help. It's better when I just try and stay quiet, and then I'll, I'll remember what I wanted to say better.
Hmm. Oh,
Hello? Oh, sorry.
okay. I was just thinking. I know something. Just got to go back to your art really quick to double check if I'm not asking a dumb question.
I don't think it's dumb. No question's dumb.
Okay. Backgrounds.
Backgrounds.
You don't do many. Is that just they're not that important, or do you hate doing backgrounds?
Well, I tell myself I'll do backgrounds, but then I forget. But lately I've been trying to add them more. Actually, I'll be posting a picture tomorrow and it has a background. But I didn't paint it. What I do nowadays for backgrounds is I use stock images and I edit them through Photoshop.
Huh.
Hell yeah, that's why I love stock images because they're like you don't gotta do the work. Like they're there for you. They're there for you to use. Obviously, there are stock images that you could pay for. I've paid for a few stock images, like backgrounds. But yeah, it's just really good. And or like you could go out or like take a photo of a bed and then put that bed in your artwork, and there it's a bed. It's still your background because you took the picture.
Yeah, that's true.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Because
Yeah.
I keep, like, with myself, just thinking about trying to do backgrounds. Backgrounds are never great. Some people are amazing at them.
Yeah, it's a whole new genre, right? Like I love drawing cute anime girls. Some people like drawing backgrounds. Some people like drawing animals. I don't like drawing backgrounds, so I just use stock images.
Yeah, I just like drawing Kirby, and backgrounds
There
are
you
hard.
go. There you go. It's okay to admit when things are hard, but obviously, like, there are solutions. Like I said, stock images or photos that you can take yourself, and you just edit them through programs, or like you could edit them. Like, I sometimes paint over a bit on side to give more of like a smoother look, or change the color scheme of it a bit. Like, you just play around with it until you get the result you want.
Random one. How much does it hurt when you do your lining or your coloring or such, and it's on the same layer as the sketch layer?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I experienced that, but I realized quick enough to undo it. Thankfully.
That's good.
I
Oh,
know, I know some people don't, and I don't know much of the solution for that, sadly.
okay. Different question. You have how many cats?
I have 7.
Oh wow. So, because we heard one, how worried are you about your cats just tearing up your plushies?
I have my plushies in a glass cabinet, but I know one likes to pee on one of them.
Oh dear.
I don't cuddle with that one. So I always have to wash that one. It's a giant hamster.
Oh wow.
But yeah, for most of my plushies, I keep them away from my cats. But generally, they don't really touch them when I have them outside. Um, the closest to that is one of my cats that likes humping my sweaters. But what can you do?
Okay, because like we know I have way too many plushies, and I want them to not be destroyed by a pet someday.
Aw.
So I'm
I think
wondering what can be done.
I think there are more chances it would be destroyed by a big dog because, you know, they're more playful. So they'll see that plushie like a toy and they'll want to rip it up.
Oh dear, well, that's concerning. Like for me, if I could own a zoo, I would. Like if I could be Doctor Doolittle,
Oh my god,
totally would.
same. Like, I want a pet cow, I want a pet duck, I want ferrets.
Right?
I want to. Oh god, their animals are so cute.
Like, I'd be just, like, I'd be Noah. I'd have, like, two of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, I'd have all the birds, rabbits, cows, all those things. Heck yeah. But that's not the world we're
Pigs.
in.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah, animals are great.
Um, Also, I guess it would take a lot of time. Like, it would just be your day would be just taking care of all those animals.
It would, but I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, if you can afford to have them all, well then yeah, you'll be able to just do that.
Yeah, and like if you have them from a young age, you can teach them to be very loving and love cuddling and just very social. Like I taught my like new not newest kittens, but like the youngest ones, they would always cling on to me when they were babies. So that's why they're very loving and clingy. Like they'll lie down on you. They'll always want pets from you,
Hmm.
and they're very vocal too. Like, oh my god, you heard one of my cats. He's very vocal as well.
Yeah. 'Cause, maybe I'll just play safe and get a rabbit. They don't eat plushies as far as I know.
They still like to chew on things.
Okay.
One rabbit was chewing my stockings.
Ah, okay. Like when it comes to basic things, it'd be like cat, dog,
A
rabbit,
hamster.
hamster. Yeah, things like that. Like I could go for things like that.
I used to have 11 hamsters.
Wow. You had like a
Yeah.
whole just a whole apparatus for all that, like with all the tubes and everything.
Uh, like, okay, like, um, in total I had 11 hamsters, but at one point I had 6 hamsters and 6 cages. Because obviously
Ah,
you have to keep the hamsters separated, or they're gonna fight till the death or make babies, and we don't want
really?
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
you
not so
can't you
friendly.
can't have you can't have like 2 males, 2 females together. They're gonna kill each other.
So Hamtaro's not accurate? Damn.
No, if oh my god, I actually spoke about that. If Hamtaro was real, all the hamsters would be dead and
Oh,
pregnant.
gee.
That's really dark, but that's the reality.
Aw, that's too bad.
Yeah, but hamsters are really cute.
Mm-hmm. Did not know that though. Dang. Okay. All right. Good to know.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
just like buy a bunch of hamsters and accidentally end up with Lord of Fly situation. Jeez.
yeah, it's so good. I ended up with that many hamsters because we got a male and female. They made babies. I donated the baby. Not donated. Wow, I can't believe I said that. Like I gave them to a pet shop so they could sell them,
Hmm.
but I kept like 2 more, and then they made babies and so on. Like we just kept them, and we would get like free food when we gave babies to the pet shop. We got free hamster food, and that was
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, animals are nice. Pets are nice.
They are. I feel like especially like at a young age, you learn a lot about like compassion and just caring about something that's more fragile than you.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
it, I'm sorry. I was gonna say like it makes you more mature, like, and more responsible. And like I said,
True.
you learn compassion. It's really nice.
It makes you more responsible, or it makes your parents more responsible. That's.
Oh God, you're right. My dad used to clean the cages.
Yeah, I was not a good owner when I was a kid. Oh no. I just
Aww.
the interest was there, and then it just disappeared, and then it was just my father having to take care of my dog,
Yeah, I understand.
which I feel so bad about now. Like I was not a good owner. That sucks.
I
Poor
mean,
dog.
the dog was still happy, right?
I hope so. Uh, it. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll go to a different subject after this to make it not so downer. It hanged itself on accident.
What the fuck? Oh my god, dogs! I swear.
Cause like we had like a whole porch situation, and everything, and it had like a collar,
Yeah.
and it just got tangled up and jumped, and yeah, that was
Oh
not the best way to find my dog.
no. I'm sorry. That
Like,
really does suck.
it was
But
it
it's
was a
not your
backyard dog.
fault, you know?
They could have just treated it better, though. Hmm. Moving on to a
Aww.
different subject. Okay, how about okay, a difficult subject. Commissions.
Yeah.
Deciding prices on that.
Oh yeah, the prices. Well, like I said, when I was 15 and I started commissions, they were only for like DeviantArt subscriptions, and they were about like $10. So because because obviously I didn't have adult responsibilities yet. I was like, okay, for a chibi, I'll do it for $10, just so I could get subscriptions. And as I grew, I wanted more expensive things. So let's say I was like 17, I wanted an Xbox, and an Xbox is like $400. So as time went on, I raised the prices of my commissions. So let's say they were about like $30 from then. To me, $30 is not a lot in terms of commissions, because I think it's important to price things based on how long it takes you to work on them. Like my commissions now in comparison to when I was younger. Obviously now I pay bills and stuff, right? I have to price them in a way that works for me. My drawings take me roughly 6 to 10 hours. I'm not going to do anything like that for less than 100.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, because it is my career at this point. So as like as I kept getting a commission, I would slowly start rising prices, because the quality would go up too, and quality really adds to your prices as well. So that's why my commissions now are like $400.
Yeah. I
Because it's
saw that.
mm,
No, I was just saying. Yeah, I was looking at your commission prices.
yeah, like they like start small, just start small, see how it goes. Don't jump into commissions because it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna like get kicked out of my house. Like don't start from there. Start small where you can start learning. So like $10, $15, and as you go and improve, you gain more experience. You think you deserve to price them, like you deserve more, price them higher, like by $5 more, $10 more. It's all up to you. And in due time, like you can like, oh god, I was gonna repeat stuff, but yeah, it's pretty much that. Like, don't put yourself at risk. When it comes to stuff like that, like business, go slowly, because if you throw everything, there are chances of failure. Like, there's never any doubt about that. So it's always good to start small.
Okay. One more. How do you feel about the monthly challenges? Do you think that's like a fun thing or a chance to just burn out, or what do you see as those things like
Oh,
Inktober and Mermaid and things like that?
I think they're really cool. I'm just too lazy. Like, I would do them if I had more time,
Hmm.
or like once again, it's like because I'm not very confident putting my sketches out anymore. I like it, I think it just really depends on a person, but I think these challenges are really cool, especially for people who just want to like draw randomly for fun, and so on. Like, they're really nice challenges.
All right. So let's end around there. So okay, so people can find you on Twitter at it's PeechPenku. Get it up again.
You're
Uh,
fine.
so it's I had it and then I apparently closed out on accident. There you go.
Oh,
So, okay, so PeechPenku, but it'll be on the screen as well for the YouTube version. PeechPenku. That's Twitter. Also, that's the website, PeechPenku.com. Also,
yeah, PeechPenku everywhere.
yeah, if you put PeechMaiden.com, by the way, it takes you to PeechPenku as well. So that's
Heck yeah.
good.
Heck yeah.
So okay, so we'll have your website on. We'll have your website on the YouTube information. We'll have your Twitter on the screen. See if there's anything else. Is there anything you want to shout out or mention?
If God, I don't know. I wanted to say something funny, but then I thought about it more, and now I don't know what to say. Do what you want, follow your dreams. Just don't be dumb and throw everything out your ass. Go little by little.
There you go. All right. There's the advice of PeechPenku. Right, so that right there is the podcast.
What do you think?
Our guest was Janice, PeechPenku. Next time, I don't know who we have next time, but hope y'all enjoyed this one, and we'll do another one in a week or two, and we'll see who that guest is, and it'll be fun because everyone's awesome. So, thanks for coming by, everyone. I had fun. Hope you have fun watching and listening. That's what's up about it. Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.
You're awesome.